welcome to another episode of Solar Sidekicks. I'm gearing up and I'm going to let everyone know that this is probably going to be my favourite episode yet. I will be taking the reins and I will be interviewing my co-host, Pat Southwell. Welcome, Pat.
Good morning, Lauren. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, going great. Going great, thanks. It's this is going to be fun. Reversing, well, not really reversing the roles, but reversing the traditional roles. Like I started this podcast and then got you on as the co-host. But yeah, we've already done an episode with you, so we're spinning it around today.
Yeah, I'm old news, and I will admit that I'm a little bit dirty that everyone's had a piece of you before I have on the podcast, but that's okay. Good things come to people that wait. And it's been a highly requested episode. Yeah, a lot of people want to hear from you. They want to hear about you. You kind of just drop bombs left, right and centre about how you got into industry, where you came from, but we've never heard the full story.
No, there's a bit to go on about, and I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Joe might be busy with the editing with this one. I don't know.
Joe's like, we're cutting that. We're cutting that.
Hopefully, we don't get that dreaded lawyer call. But
no, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is exciting. It's it's a little bit daunting actually.
Yeah, you're in the gun.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit different. Like normally, I'm just firing up all the questions and saying what I like, and now it's people are going to be listening to my journey. So, be interested to see what you got in store for us today.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Well, I will hand it over to you to do the acknowledgement.
Yep,
country,
no worries.
I'm just doing that one.
That's okay. I'd like to pay my respects to the traditional landowners of where we're recording this today, the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and I'll pay respects to all elders past, present, and emerging.
Thank
all
you.
right. Well, so I've got to hand it to you now. You're the host. So what do you got for us, Lauren? What are you going to...
Before we quickly dive into it, I guess we should quickly do a little roundup about what's happening in the industry at the moment. We're recording this on Friday, the 5th of September. And next week, it's actually Are You OK Day on Thursday, the 11th of September. So just a quick reminder to look out for each other, maybe have a conversation with someone you haven't heard from in a while. Someone's doing it tough, check in. Just ask that question, are you okay?
For sure. I think that's a really good point. Even someone you haven't heard from in a while, they could be struggling, or even people you do know who are struggling, check in with them, check in they're okay.
Yeah, and it is a solar coaster. It's a very emotional industry, and there is a lot happening with the battery rebate, and people might be struggling. So flick a text, have a phone call. I think it's important. So we'll start with that. Are you okay?
Yeah. Look, that's good. That's a good point. Look, I think I'm all right. I think, I've had a pretty bit of a whirlwind couple of months. With the solar Vic rebates winding down, haven't really been doing any of that work. That's been really driving a lot of the business development stuff I've been doing with Joe. But it's been really tough. Like sort of having some secure work and then not having it. And it seems like everyone's really, really busy.
Scary.
And we've been really trying to push to get more clients and get more work. And it's been
a bit of a curveball thrown at you.
Absolutely. Yeah, most definitely. And people talking about, shortages of inspectors, like at the moment, I don't know, give us a call. Well, if that's the case, give us a call. Like we're getting a fair bit of work. I'm not filling out all of my days. Like I've got a few pretty good days, and I've got some really good clients and some really good new ones too. Really happy with a couple of the new ones I've got.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've been really, really good. And just also a fair bit of educating on some of the new ones that probably haven't had inspectors in the past that pull up a lot of the stuff.
And that's your service as well. It's not just come to an inspection and tick the box or defect them.
No, that's it.
You're readily available all the time for all your clients, which is a huge difference. So well done, Pat.
No, thank you. So it's been good doing that. But I'm not going to cop anyone saying that there's like inspector shortages in Melbourne anyway. Maybe in country areas, like we mentioned with Justin a couple of months ago. I'm sure that's the case. But in Melbourne, I don't know, maybe like I think I've said before, maybe there's shortages for people who only want to pay $150 an inspection. Yeah. I think that's probably the thing. And they're probably the ones that are going to be paying bottom dollar for subbies and that sort of stuff too. So maybe they're the ones who need to lift their game a little bit just for everyone in the industry. Yeah.
People will always try to tear you down and get something a little bit cheaper, but build it into your cost, people.
Yeah.
Quoting well and account for a good inspector.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a good little plug from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And shall we let everyone know how'd you go last week or a couple of weeks ago on Just Another Solar podcast?
Yeah, it was good.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Jo was packing herself. I'll tell you what. Jo was absolutely packing herself. But you have a listen to the episode. Came across really well. Yeah. She came she hasn't listened yet. She's too scared.
Oh no.
No, she'll do it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Even the parts with Carl, they were fun too. Love you, Carl. So no, it was good. It was good to speak to all these people in the industry, talk a bit about our training.
Yay. You gave a bit of a plug there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were really good. They were really good with everything. Luke just runs it really well, really professional. He's been doing it a long time. And yeah, I've learned a lot of him about running podcasts, that's for sure. And yeah, he's doing really well.
Thanks to our friends over at Just Another Solar Podcast.
Yeah,
awesome.
They are all our friends. I'll love you all to death, which I think I said at the end of the episode. Yeah, and it was actually good. We were able to talk about what we're doing with our training. We just released our battery labeling course.
Awesome.
And yeah, when we're getting close, we spoke about it in the podcast, but we're getting pretty close now to releasing battery locations. Yep. So that's going to be another pretty big one, I think. It's definitely something people are struggling with at the moment.
At the moment, it's a bit of a question mark, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's huge. And when we're noticing, I'm noticing this grey area, which I don't know, you talk to some regulators and they don't think it's a grey area. Mm-hmm. A lot of installers do though, speaking about barriers to habitable rooms, especially when there's a switchboard involved.
Yeah.
I've had some guidance from some of the regulators, which I think they're going to be coming out with some information about it. But basically it says if you've got a barrier, if you've got a switchboard or a meter enclosure inside the exclusion zone of where you need to keep your clearances and everything of a habitable room where you put the battery, you pretty much can't have a switchboard or meter box there. So
right.
Yeah, because it breaks the barrier to the habitable room when it's recessed into the bricks. Yeah, I know. You see, this is the thing. A lot of people are saying, well, surely a switchboard is fireproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I think that a lot of people thought. And a lot of people are like, well, it's associated equipment. And it's like, well, no, that's actually it's a different rule they're pulling people up for. So it's actually breaking the barrier to the...
I wonder how that goes with that mob that are installing those inverters in those switchboard enclosures as well.
Yeah, that's going to that's a good point actually. Like if it breaks that barrier to habitable room, and if that's in the zone where the batteries have got to be cleared from, they're not going to be able to do it.
No way.
Unless the enclosure, so the get out clause here is unless the enclosure is certified to meet 1530.1, and that's basically saying that it's a non-combustible material.
Yep.
But
we prove that.
Yeah, okay, so that's a good point. No, and I actually asked that, and the way you prove it is you need to have the manufacturer provide documentation. Now, I went to their level and said, what documentation do you need? Because I actually got letters from some of the manufacturers saying, yeah, our material, although it's not tested to 1530, it clearly would meet it because it's quite a rigorous test. I think it's something like 750 degrees for a period of time. It's got to be able to withstand. I've sort of put that to the regulator saying, well, is that okay? And they're like, no, you need to have a lab test report saying that it meets the standard. I know that it meets that standard. And
do we really think these manufacturers are going to be doing those lab reports?
Well, and unless it circulates through the industry, it's not really going to be worth it for them. It's going to be, if it's for like one or two installers, I doubt they're going to bother. But if this is starting to create a big problem in the industry, maybe they will. Or the other thing is, maybe it doesn't meet the standard and they don't want to tell people. Who knows? This is the whole thing. It's a very grey area. I don't think that's the intention exactly of the standard, but we need to be guided by our regulators with this. And yeah, it's a grey area. Lots of grey areas in solar and batteries, and this is another one. Yeah. And so we're going to be doing some guidance on this as well, and probably the regulators too. I'm looking to do, after going through this locations course, Jo and I are looking to do a course now on grey areas of solar and battery systems. That's
a really good idea. Yeah. Just common things that would have come up over the years.
Yeah, that's it.
Your installers.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm getting a lot of people asking me, like I'm getting installers from New South Wales calling up. I had one yesterday. Calling up saying, what do you think about this rule? And I can't just go, call your inspector because they don't have one. So he's called me up. And
isn't that awesome that the pennies finally dropping for our friends across the border?
For sure.
Because they don't have mandatory inspection.
But they're starting to get dicked now by
the battery
getting fined. Yeah, the battery installers getting fined. Like I'm hearing these $1,000 fines and stuff for getting something wrong.
That is a bit stiff considering they've never had any guidance or
it is rough.
Yeah, no one to come and inspect and pull them up. And
it's not really a as much of an educational approach. It's more of a bit of a stick there.
You're doing the wrong thing, fix it.
Yeah, so that's hard. So I do feel for our friends in New South Wales, but having said that, like they know that that's there now. They've got to do something about it. Like they've got to lift it. Yeah, they've got to lift the game. And I suppose maybe this is their jurisdictions wanting to lift the bar and they wanted to do it kind of quickly.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they're doing that, but geez, maybe just a little bit softer would have been a bit better to that approach.
A little bit softer would be including mandatory inspections.
Well, that would be great. Well, see, if they did that though, if they did the mandatory inspections on every job, that would just lift the standard. So anyway, but they're not doing that. They're not doing that. We've got to accept it.
They test in the water with batteries first, and then maybe solar will come into play. Who knows? Yeah,
for sure. But just while we're on the inspections, I also wanted to mention that it is a bit disappointing that CER are only now doing 1% of batteries.
Yeah.
I'm quite disappointed that decision has been made. Yeah, well, hopefully they change it. Let's see if they do. It's just when you look at the other state programs that are happening and the non-conformances that we're seeing in the results of those reports, I just can't see how 1%.
It's not going to capture good. Yeah.
No, it's just not capturing it. It's not. Yeah. I'd like to see what their justification is. Maybe they're saying that's a statistically significant number. I'm not sure, but I think this is high risk installations. We need to be better than 1%.
Yeah.
Making sure it's looked at. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it, and that's my opinion. I wish it was higher, but it's not.
We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. There's a lot of installs going in. I feel like people are still pumping out battery installs, which is awesome.
It seems that way. How about you guys? You've been doing a lot of batteries now. Get the stage 2s yet?
Yes. Yeah. Definitely starting to come through now. We have felt a little bit of the stock issues, but I mean, we got through all of July and all of August with no problems, and we're expected to have some in our hands in a couple of weeks, which is exciting.
It is exciting.
But it seems like it's relatively positive out there with all this. So no complaints. Well done, everyone. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah. I've heard some of the aggregators are being a little bit slow, and others have been quite quick. I don't know what the reason for that is, and I'm not in that space. It's just from what I hear. But I mean, I'd just be encouraging all the installers where they can to be able to make sure you're doing your selfies, try and get it right first, get home, spend the time, get it right, and then it makes everyone's job easier.
A bit stiff, isn't it?
It's a lot, isn't it? Yeah.
6 selfies is pretty stiff.
Absolutely. It does seem like a lot.
Especially on a solar and battery job.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Fair enough. Yeah. Like, come on. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
They're pretty, the selfies, I just think the selfies are ridiculous anyway. But then having 6 when you're already installing solar and you need 3 for each.
Yeah. Seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Come on.
I don't know. Anyway. CER seem to be like scared shitless about people committing fraud.
And you see that dob-in someone doing the...
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. So I actually, that's interesting you mentioned that. So I think a lot of people had the impression at first that was dob-in a dodgy installer. But I don't think it is. I think it's more about people doing fraudulent claims. Is that what you understand?
I understood it, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess lodging STC claims that maybe haven't been installed or, I don't know, just, you don't know. People get pretty creative these days.
Claiming a 40 kilowatt hour battery when they've only installed 16.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Maybe there's a way. I don't know. Make a cardboard stack that looks like a battery, and I don't know. I know you got to see it. I'm just
claiming modules prior.
That's it. Yeah. Claiming prior module. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
People will get creative.
Maybe we should start a business about how to claim dodgy STCs.
Let's do a podcast on that and listen out.
Well, from what we're talking about, it doesn't sound like we'd be very good at it because I can't think of a way to do it.
My names are on everything with my company, so I don't think I'll be doing anything dodgy anytime soon.
But I think, I think that just says a little bit about like where the CER's priorities are. I'm not saying this is good or bad or anything, but there is no dob-in a dodgy installer, right? And that's not something that they really want to get into. Maybe they don't think it's a problem. I'm not sure, but they do have this dob-in a fraudster or whatever that thing is.
That's fair enough.
So it seems to be that's what their priority is at the moment. And
I wonder if anyone will get dobbed in.
Surely there'll be a competitor who dobs in their, person who's stealing all their jobs.
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that. I was up on a roof on Monday in Mui. We did the Victorian Homeless Alliance.
Yes, great.
Which is really exciting. And we took that from our competitor.
Oh, yes.
And the only...
How good?
Yeah, really good. And look, the only reason it was really taken over is one, what they were providing for that home was not suitable.
Yep.
It's about a 30 square home and they wanted to put 2.2 kilowatts of solar on there.
Is that your old... how many panels is that? That's six panel job?
Six, yeah. And I just said, look, I know the roof's on. Can I please just have a look what's been installed? I sit on this board, this house that's being built. I really want to have a look at it. And I just said, no, absolutely not. How about we just put in a 10 kilowatt? We won't charge it. We won't charge anything.
Yep.
Good, we were generous enough to donate the panels.
On your Good We?
Yeah, AWM Clayton donated Good We donated the inverter.
Yep.
AWM Clayton did the panels and the rack in. And yeah, we slapped 10 kilowatts on there. And,
great.
I was up on the roof screwing in some feet and a car pulls up and it's WorkSafe.
Wow.
Anonymous complaint.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought, I wonder if that was a competitor that called up.
Jeez, how'd you go? What happened?
Yeah, no, it was fine.
So good. Had your guardrail up and all that stuff?
Guardrail up, ladder was screwed in. I actually thought it was the supervisor and I was going to introduce myself. First job we've done for this builder, WorkSafe rock up. And I'm thinking, here we go. Go down, shake his hand. I'm like, hey, mate, what's going on? He goes, yeah, we just had an anonymous complaint. And I said, right, I'm the only one that's been up on the roof and I don't need a harness. I've got full guardrail. What's the go? Just checked our working safely at height. Working safely with solar, my white card, checked everything, checked our swims. And I think it probably was because I was a little bit too close. I don't know if I was too close to the guardrail and someone driving past thought it was unsafe, but our tools were clipped onto the guardrail. So I had to access them quite often. But yeah, after we didn't get a fine or anything.
You're allowed to go near the guardrail, aren't you?
You're allowed to go near the guardrail. You're allowed to, well, how do you get up and down?
That's it.
Yeah, so I don't know if someone just had a bee in their bonnet or what it was.
Competitor. Sounds like a competitor to me.
They were just like, oh, I know that 6-star are on that job today and they've taken it from us. Bugger them. So yes, now pass with flying colours.
Yeah, cool. Did they give you any feedback or anything? Did they go, oh, maybe you want to look at this? Or did they really know? Did they know much about solar? Did you get that feeling that?
No, so they just they actually didn't give us any feedback. And I said, you saw me driving up the street. I saw your car. So was I doing something wrong? And they said, no, we can't pin you on anything.
Great.
We just have to come here because we've been dobbed in and we need to make it out that someone's been here. So
yeah. Cool. You know, that's good. Well, it's good they check in like that.
Yeah, but they didn't for the working safely with solar, which I honestly thought you only needed for solar Vic jobs. And that isn't a solar Vic job.
Right.
Yeah, so I believe you need, I could be wrong, someone can fact check me here, but I think you need your working safely with solar when you are participating in the Solar Homes program.
Yeah.
And they did ask for that, but there was no solar Vic on that job, no QR code scan.
Interesting.
Yeah, so maybe they know enough about it to ask for that.
I'd suggest that's probably the case. Like they're not necessary. They just probably assume a lot of them are solar Vic. And I mean, I suppose then if you just said no, they probably couldn't have pinned you for it because he probably would have got on the phone and said, oh, do they need this or not? Yeah. I'm sure it adds though. It helps when you do have it. Yeah. They're going to be like,
it's all better.
Yeah, this person's credible.
Yeah, no, so that was pretty fun to ring the supervisor and say, sorry, this job we've done for you, but we've passed with flying colours. Happy days.
Oh, very good.
So, yes. All righty. Are we ready to get into it?
I think so. There's probably other industry news, but I can't think of any at the moment. There's lots going on.
I'm sure by the end of this, we'll wrap up with something else.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
And we'll go from there.
All right. Should I get nervous now?
No, I don't think you should get nervous.
No.
Come on.
I tell my guests not to get nervous.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, okay.
You're almost a bit of a mystery, Pat. I think you're a bit
I don't know. I'm pretty open book, aren't I? I don't know.
You are open book, but I don't think anyone knows the full story.
Yeah, so fair enough.
Let's see how much we can squeeze in this episode.
Oh, let's go.
Alrighty, so let's take a trip down memory lane.
All right. Long time ago.
Yeah,
probably.
Where did it all begin? You obviously didn't just go straight into solar. You are an accredited licensed electrical inspector. You got your A grade. So let's talk about that. Your apprenticeship.
Yeah. So all right. Well, it's probably right at the end of where people that are a little bit older than me would do their apprenticeship like when they'd finish school or not even finish school. You know, they'd go out of year 10 or some year 9 even.
Go down the VCAL path.
Yeah, it's like the VCAL path. That wasn't there. Well, the people used to just go straight into apprenticeships. Like there was no VCAL or anything. You just go straight into it. You'd leave school, go, school's not for me. I'm an apprentice. That was starting to shift when I was around that age. And I started my apprenticeship when I was 18. That was seen as...
That's mature age, I would...
Yeah, that was seen as like pretty old at the time.
Yep.
But it was starting to have a bit of a shift because a lot of apprentices now are in their early 20s.
Yep.
There's just a lot. So I was sort of in the middle of that shift. I had mates that had left school when they were like 15 and, went and did a carpentry apprenticeship and that sort of stuff.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, that's it. So I was sort of in a bit of a mixed bag because like I did pretty well at school in some regard, but I had a lot of trouble concentrating on things.
Most people in the solar industry.
Yeah.
Like it's like a common theme for everyone.
For sure. Yeah. And, I'd got myself into a little bit of trouble with nothing too bad, but
I get that vibe.
Yeah. I don't know. I was I was a pretty good kid, I think, but every now and then I had trouble applying myself. And I had trouble like achieving things as well when I was in those teenage years. And yeah, I just decided school wasn't for me like towards the end of year 10. It was just I just wasn't doing well and I wasn't feeling the vibe. So I went out and rather than like going on the dole or anything like that, I went and got a full-time job at Kmart.
Stop it.
Yeah. I'd say as a 15-year-old, I went and got a full-time job at Kmart.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So finish school, straight into work.
Yeah, well, it's not even
straight into an apprenticeship.
No, this is not even finished school.
Oh, no,
so I finished year 10. Yeah, I finished year 10, and sorry, I didn't even finish year 10, and I left school and started just working full time in a warehouse. Yeah, at Kmart. And that was a lot of fun for a time. But I sort of did that for about 18 months, and then kind of worked out that this isn't really going to go too far, unless I take that retail path, which I didn't think I really wanted to do. Like in management stuff. So I went back to school at TAFE in year 11 and 12, and that was a bit more of a relaxed environment. I felt like I did a bit better. But then by the end of year 12, like I had a few things go wrong. Like I was a little bit older, like I was 18 then, had my license and everything. And I just feel like things weren't going all that well with a lot of stuff. And I ended up basically bailing just before my exams and not finishing year 12, and started my apprenticeship with my dad.
Right.
Yeah, okay. It was a big move. It was a big move to do it. But I think my parents were on board with it because they could see I wasn't like enjoying school.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So what does dad do?
So my dad, is an electrician, A-grade electrician.
Stop it.
Yeah, did his apprenticeship like in the 70s.
Awesome. Grandfathered through? Sorry, I had to.
It's a good one. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like it. So it was interesting working with my dad. Like it was good and bad. He was really hard on me, I thought, with a lot of things, but it wasn't. But it was also good working with him. We had a good working relationship, but he sort of wouldn't let me get away with much.
No, I couldn't imagine.
No. But it's sort of weird because that's not really his personality. He's like really relaxed and sort of. Yeah,
professional, a bit more stern on the tools.
Yeah, definitely. And he still had that old school mentality, like he never, you always, make it look like you're doing something, even if you're not. Look busy, make sure you're on time, all this sort of stuff.
Love that.
All this sort of stuff.
You do still hear that. Make sure you look busy.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I hear that on sites all the time. I'm like, no, you're fucking busy.
Yeah. Well, so we're talking around the turn of the millennium. I started in 99 and 2000, like that was the first year at the turn of the millennium. You were, that's right. Yeah, you're still in the womb then, were you? So I still remember that really well. And it was a time where it was still pretty old school. Things were changing a bit, but still pretty old school. A lot of people's views were quite dated as well.
Yep.
And it was sort of saying, you have to put your head down and you have to work hard if you want to get anything in life. Like that would seem like
the dream was really present back then as well, wasn't it? Work hard for your money.
Yep.
Get your house, white picket fence. Yeah.
Yep,
so you're doing residential?
Yeah.
Electrical?
Yeah. That's how I learn everything. Doing residential, electrical, house bashing, basically. Mm-hmm. People would call up and they would want, lights put in, power points put in, switchboard upgrades, that sort of stuff. And my dad, really good electrician, but he was absolutely terrible with his bookwork. He was really, really bad.
I know someone like that. That's our Sparky joke.
There you go.
Great on the tools in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Shite.
Yep. A lot of Sparkies are, and I was pretty good. Like I'm pretty good with numbers and that sort of stuff. I was always pretty good at maths, and I could see a few things Dad was doing that were wrong. Like, and I took over a lot of the bookwork, and then
ever on the tool. Did you ever pick him up on the tools? Like doing things wrong on the tools, or just doing things wrong?
No, I picked him up on stuff I'm doing on the tools all the time. He hated it.
I was gonna say you. Ballsy, no way.
No, well, there's more stuff that was like used to really give me the shits, right? So this is going to appeal to a few Sparkies here, I reckon. This is all right. So I'm right-handed, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah,
you're right-handed. Okay, all right. So,
but I do everything with my left, so I do.
Well, what about your pliers? What hand do you use your pliers with?
Right.
Right. Okay. Cool. So you're going to be right. Okay. Now, you learn at a young age, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, all that sort of stuff. It applies to when you're twisting cables too, right? So you twist them to the right, okay? That's when you're tightening. When you twist up a strand of cable, you twist it to the right.
Yep.
My dad's left-handed, right? Yeah. And I'm like...
He twists to the left.
Yes. He twists to the left. That's right. So he's like, as far as I'm concerned, he's like loosening it, but he's tightening it. You know what I mean? So he's doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
My God, he used to drive me nuts. And I used to say things like, all right, Dad, so just because you're left-handed, you still have to turn a tap a certain way for the tap to come on, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, why don't you just twist the wires the same way everyone else does? So it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It feels unnatural though. If you do that right now.
Yeah, I know. But look, it's unnatural writing left-handed. You ever tried to write left-handed? You end up with ink all over your hand.
Yeah. It's
horrible. Anyway, so that was one of the main things that like used to give me the shits.
You must have drove him mad.
Probably a little bit. But the good thing was we actually got to work out whose mistakes they were when there was a mistake. I'm like, you did this PowerPoint, it's wrong. You stuffed it up because it's left-handed.
Twisted to the left.
They're twisted to the left. And he's like, no, I didn't do that. I'm like, there's no other.
Twisted to the left.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Anyway. So yeah, but working with Dad was really good. Like we used to have, we'd try to go to the pub after work, have a beer. That was good. A lot of camaraderie with a lot of the other trades, and got to learn my craft really, really well. And I got to learn a lot of the old school stuff that I feel like a lot of apprentices don't get to learn these days.
Yeah.
And even ones that are my age didn't get to learn because they were trained by younger people too.
So what's an example of that? Because I'm an apprentice now. So
all right, soldered joins is one thing. So when you do a soldered join, I got taught really well how to do a soldered join and to do them like often as well. Not to do it as like, I feel like a soldered join now, you seem like, we can, this is how we'll get out of this situation. We'll solder the cables together. Right?
Yeah.
And that was like, we used to do solder joins all the time. And I remember saying to my dad going, a lot of people at trade school and even my teachers are saying solder joins are shit because, it's too old and no one does it that way anymore. My dad's like, a soldered join will never break down.
Yeah.
If you do it properly, you heat shrink it, you tape it, whatever you need to do, you seal that joint, it's never, ever breaking down. It's going to be as good as the cable that's inside the sheath. And he's right. You can't really argue with that. But these days, you don't really tend to do them. They just whack them in connectors and throw them.
I was just about to say, we're doing connectors.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been wiring up the huts at Homesglen at the moment, and it's all in connectors.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of them are. So you don't.
And it's actually funny because I remember speaking about it with Josh, and I'm like, this is a bit different. There's no tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no proper soldering, and so that you're right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so he taught me a lot of that sort of stuff. Taught me just like the basic core fundamentals about being a tradesperson and being a Sparky. My dad taught me, like he taught me things like make sure you clean up after yourself as well. Make sure you're always polite. And like I was always okay. I was always pretty polite. So, but to see him do it and then to be able to copy what he was doing, and then we became known as this like father-son team. That were always like worked really well together, and customers got to know us really well, and it was good. It was really good. Like he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. So yeah, that was great. And I ended up working with him, until about 2006. So that was like 7 years.
Wow. Okay.
About 7 years. So,
wow. So you did your whole apprenticeship through him?
Yeah, I did.
Call me silly, but was it the same setup? You go to TAFE 1 day a week?
Yep.
Yeah, it was still the same.
Yeah, so we went, my TAFE day was Thursday.
Yep.
I went to Box Hill TAFE on Thursdays.
Box Hill Institute?
Yeah, Box Hill Institute. Yeah. So that was pretty good doing that. Trade school days were kind of a lot of fun. those who lived and worked maybe in Box Hill around that time, because I lived in Box Hill then, they would know that Box Hill was basically a dry area from, I think, the 1920s. So you couldn't actually, there's only like 3 places you could buy alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. I think one of them was the Box Hill Golf Club, one was the Box Hill Indoor Cricket Centre, and then the other one was the Box Hill RSL.
Okay.
Fortunately or unfortunately, that was across the road from our TAFE.
Oh, shit. So what did Thursday nights look like?
Oh, it was more Thursday arbos coming back from. So we'd go over to we'd go to the RSL for lunch.
Oh my gosh! And did not go back to trade school.
No, we went back. A
bit stumbled.
Yeah, so you just try and smash a few pots,
Oh my god!
And then I don't know. Back then, I'm not a gambler, but I'd like throw $20 at the pokies or something like that.
Oh my god!
Sometimes win money and stuff, and you'd be coming back and then we'd go back into
apprentice wage as well.
Yeah, exactly. We'd go into the workshop, like after that, and just gosh. Be throwing hammers around and just anyway, it was mayhem, bedlam. Yeah,
just
pretty much.
Yeah,
I was a massive dickhead.
Oh. I love that.
So yeah, that was fun.
All right, we do not condone.
We don't.
On the piss.
We're just saying what it was like for apprentices in the year 2000.
Oh my gosh!
So this is the year 2000.
Okay, are you any mates still from trade school? You keep in contact with any of them?
I don't reckon I do. I don't
want to hear that.
No, I don't reckon I do. Like, I suppose once you leave trade school, you automatically lose contact with about half of them.
Yeah, of course.
Because they just drop off.
Yep.
A few of them you sort of stay in contact with. A few I've worked with, which has been strange. So there's been a few people I went to trade school with who I've ended up reconnecting with a job that I've had.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No, honestly, there hasn't. No, I don't think there is any. There's probably a couple I could call up and say, "Oh, I remember me from trade school." They'd be like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's nice.
So that's cool. But yeah, no, I don't. Sort of same with high school. I don't really speak to anyone from high school anymore.
Your circle definitely closes. But I'm like, I've got a few mates in trade school. I look forward to Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I know after this pre-app they will be all going their separate ways, but I'd love to
yeah. No, it would be good to, I mean, it's good to build your network and stuff. But I suppose once I got into solar, that was sort of more my network.
Yep.
Like, I sort of lost contact with a lot of Sparkies too once I got into solar because I was more of a solar person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I feel like I also feel like trade school, I probably didn't take it as seriously enough as I should have. Oh, look, there's a lot going on in my life, and I know there is in a lot of people's lives.
Yep.
But like, so I was at the time when I was a third year, I think I was a third year. So I was living with a couple of mates and living with my girlfriend at the time.
Yep.
And then she got pregnant.
Okay.
I think I was in my third year.
All right.
So.
How old were you then?
21.
Oh, you're a baby.
I was baby. I was an absolute baby. And yeah, I had to grow up pretty quick with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So it would have been pretty easy to leave that apprenticeship and.
Yeah. Well,
like apprenticeship wages aren't the best. We do know that.
Yeah, it was probably worse back then too. Yeah. Like, as in your first and second year, you really didn't used to get paid hardly anything. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a really sort of difficult year for me around that time. Around that sort of 2002 time, that was like it was really difficult. And I actually ended up, I finished my apprenticeship 2003.
Okay.
And so that's when, I should have had my A grade by then.
Yeah.
I didn't get my A grade till 2007.
Why? What? It just life?
Yeah. So there was, having the baby.
Yep.
And then going through like a breakup and then a get back together and then a breakup and like that. That was happening.
Yeah, it's a bit on your plate.
Yeah. My parents moved to Queensland as well in that period. And also
different priorities.
Yeah. And being in your early 20s, like it didn't seem to me to be, I don't know, like I really wanted to get it and I knew I needed to get it. I also felt like I maybe wasn't good enough at the time. Like that's probably just me not believing in myself as much as I could.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before about I had trouble when I was younger, like achieving things and finishing stuff. That was like big
playing on your mind as well.
Yeah. And maybe like one of the biggest things that happened is I was just about to get my A grade. This is at the end of 2006, and I had like a massive car accident.
Pat.
Yeah. So I rolled my work van on this big hill, rolled it like 4 times. Yeah, and I was okay. And I remember I was just about to go for my exam, and on the front seat, I had all my papers like stacked up for my A grade exam. And they all went flying out the window.
And you just
as I rolled the van. No, I didn't. I was like, what's the universe telling me here?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But I stuck at it, and then I ended up getting it in that February.
Yeah. So what happens in that period? So 2003, you finished the schooling on it. Does it just got held? 2007, like you can just you can go do your exams 2 years later.
Yeah. So well, first of all, I got to the end of my apprenticeship, and I still had modules outstanding for my apprenticeship.
Okay.
I think I had one in second, 1 or 2 in second year, and maybe 1 or 2 in third year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go back and finish them at night.
Yeah.
Finish them at night, and then you got to do your A grade tutorials, and that's night time as well.
Okay.
And then you can sit your exams.
Okay.
Once you've done your tutorials, you can sit your exams. So
realistically, these days, that's completed within a 4-year period.
Yeah. Well, I should have done it. It was 2000. Yeah, I was doing it at school. First year, second year, third year was 2000, 2001, 2002, and then in 2003 is the time where I should have. That's also the time I should have got my A grade, and I didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it pushed out.
Yeah, of course.
And so I spent a lot of 2006 working really hard. And I'm a 25-year-old by then.
You don't even know what you want.
No, that's right. But I also had a mortgage, had 2 kids by then.
Crazy.
Yeah, and didn't have an A grade. And I'm like, where is my life going?
Yeah. That is insane. I'm 25 now.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if I had 2 kids, just mortgage. You are crazy.
Well, maybe we'll go to our first break.
Yeah, I think so. We need to unpack this.
Yeah, I know. We'll go to our first break, and I'll talk a little about coming back from that. And we'll probably get into when I got into the solar industry after, which is not long after that, and then meeting Joe and all those sort of things, and raising young kids when I'm in my 20s.
Madness, absolute madness.
All right, let's go to our break, and we'll be back in a few moments.
Awesome.
Confused by battery labelling? You're not alone. It's one of the biggest causes of defects, and with the new standards, it's easy to get caught out. Our battery labelling course breaks it all down in simple, practical steps so you know exactly what's required and where every label goes. Plus, if you subscribe, you'll get access to all of our courses, from solar labelling and defects through to battery testing and more. Check it all out at southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy way.
Alrighty, we're back from our first little ad break. We covered a lot.
Yeah, there's more. There's more coming.
You've had a wild ride, Pat. Okay, so let's pick up where we left from. 2 kids, mortgage, just started finishing working with your dad.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that was sort of,
yeah,
that's it. So I kind of knew my parents were, they'd been talking about moving to Queensland, sort of around 2000 and mid-2006, I think it was, something like that. Because we lived with my grandfather, and he passed away at the end of 2005. So we were always looking to, they were looking to move away.
After that.
Yeah, after that. They hated the cold weather and all that sort of stuff. So they moved to Queensland, and then sort of, I don't know, around that time, like the relationship I was in was just not going well at all, and had a pretty messy breakup, which wasn't great, and.
Still had 2 kids to support.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Still had to do all of that. And I ended up getting a job at a company that did a lot of this is once I got my A grade, I got a job doing union work,
random
apartments and other things. It was, I don't know, maybe probably had 100 people working there. And I was there as one of the A grades. And it was, I learned a lot of stuff.
I was just about to say you would have learned a whole new ball game. Commercial, it's just a bigger scale, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And the company I worked at was like a real boys club too. It was real, and I didn't quite fit in. I did a bit, but not quite. You could tell they already had their hierarchies established.
Cliques.
Yeah, massive cliques. And I remember I said something to someone once because he was, I don't know, he was just being a dick, and I told him to pull his head in or something like that.
Oh, no.
And then next day I was on another job, and they didn't tell me why, but I knew it was because he was one of the boys, you know what I mean? And he didn't like what I said to him, and it's whatever. come on.
Is that company still around?
I think so. Yep, I think so. Wasn't the worst working there though. Like I learned a lot of stuff. Learned about working on union sites. So that was good. And
you did a little stint at Middies, did you?
So this is actually before. So this is actually a time in about 2004. This is when I was still working for my dad. And I can't remember what it was. I think I just cracked the shits with something, with the industry and stuff. And this job at Middies came up and I'm like, I'm going to go do this for a while or something. I don't know. Yeah. And I just went and worked there. I was telling my dad and he was like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. Just want to try something else.
Try something different.
I was only there like 6 months.
That's so bizarre.
But it was good. I was pretty good at it because I knew all of
parts and you knew what people.
Well, yeah, I knew exactly what they were talking about. A lot of the time when they have people go into those roles new at the most junior level, they got to teach them the most basic stuff.
Yeah.
I was on the counter from like the second or third day, like serving people.
You're just like, yeah, TPS is over there.
Yep.
16 mil.
Pretty much. And I'd done a fair bit of stuff, like whether it's volunteer work or whatever. Like I was pretty good on a register.
Yeah.
And, whether it was scanning things or doing FPOS transactions or, you should take a whole lot of cash then too from people coming in. Yeah. So I did that for a while and that was, I don't know, I got bored of that pretty quickly.
Something different, yeah.
Yeah, I only did it for like 6 months.
Like, no, I'm on the tools.
Yeah, that's right. So I went back with Dad. But once I ended up leaving, I ended up getting made redundant from that role doing the union stuff.
Okay.
And got a bit of a payout, and it happened a few days before Christmas.
Handy.
Like, oh yeah, great. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to use this money, and I started my own company.
Awesome.
I'm going to sort of pick up where me and my dad left off from.
Yep.
And I got in contact with like all of his old clients and said, I'm doing this now. It's, Dad's moved to Queensland, but I'm here.
Yep.
Do it by myself.
What was your business called?
It was Southwell Power Services. So
Power, I like it.
So we were, with my dad, it was Southwell Electrics. So we couldn't use that. Yeah, I probably could have, but I didn't. Went with that, and we ended up. I ended up just doing all the same stuff and advertising a little bit, getting some clients. Ended up doing like pretty well with it. It was
awesome. So your hands were pretty full.
Yeah. Definitely picking up a lot of stuff.
Working on your own.
Yep. At first I was. Mm-hmm. Yep. And didn't take too long, and I ended up getting an apprentice.
How cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I had my own apprentice that I pulled in like a fresh first year. And
that is awesome.
Taught him
from everything.
Yeah, taught him everything, and I found myself teaching myself stuff that my dad had taught me. He was learning that too, so it was cool.
So you're running your own business by about 26. 26. That's pretty cool.
26, running my own business, and that was sort of around the time. Just before that was like around the time where Joe and I got together.
Ooh.
Yeah, sort of around 2007.
Yep.
Yeah, mid 2007. Yeah, so we got together.
Are you sure that date's right? Because Joe will crack it.
It was July 2007. I still, what date? I think the 14th, maybe.
Oh, shit.
I think the 14th of July.
I hope that's right.
Something like that. Something like that. So, that's when we got together. And it's funny, actually, when I worked at Kmart, Joe worked there too.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you guys know each other back then?
Not really. Well, she always tells this story that, like, I've got a bit of a photographic memory, right? I remember a lot of stuff, especially from when I was
inspected things.
Yeah, exactly. I remember her working in the fitting room, and because we were both working in apparel, so she was in the fitting room and I was in menswear. She's got no recollection of me whatsoever, and I just remember this girl named Jo in the fitting room every now and then. She was like casual, and she'd go and register and stuff, and I'd stay there and I'd talk to her and that sort of stuff. She's got no recollection of this.
Joe.
She's got no recollection. And then we ended up meeting again through mutual friends, like just catching up at I think it was a barbecue at some stage in like 2004. And I remember just talking to her about Kmart, and she was talking about Kmart too. And then we worked out that, we worked at the same Kmart. And I'm like, that's you. I remember you and all this. And then she's like, no, I don't remember you. But
you're just one of the many. Yeah. Just like, just another guy in apparel.
yeah, exactly. So, and then, the thing is, I was the full-timer. This was the thing. So they were all the casuals, right? I was the full-timer. I thought she might have known me because I was the full-timer in menswear.
The whole time.
Yeah, I'm always there. Anyway, she doesn't remember. So, we ended up seeing each other at a couple of other, barbecues, events, whatever it was.
Mutual friends.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting together. Had a lot in common with each other. So ended up getting together then. And yeah, we ended up moving into a place, and yeah, before we knew it, sort of, she was helping out a lot with my bookwork and stuff like that, business development and those sort of things. So her doing all this stuff with the training now, it's not the first time she's done it. She's actually pretty good at it.
Oh, go Joe.
Yeah. So, yeah, working for myself for a while, I ended up then getting into solar, sort of 2009. Someone just asked me once randomly, "Oh, are you interested in doing some solar installs?" I'm like, "I don't know, solar."
Never done it?
Yeah, I'm
Was
like,
it in the apprenticeship at all?
No.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
No, it wasn't a thing.
New world.
It wasn't a thing. I remember seeing a couple of things advertised on TV about solar. And
Yep.
like, oh, what's this? Oh, a government grant? Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Okay.
And once I started learning more about it, people are like, "Oh, yeah, it doesn't do much." You know, they're on this. The panels don't do much. They fill up your whole roof. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And then
Technology's not there.
Yeah. But it sort of was like that a little bit back then. The technology wasn't really there, and people were getting like 1 kilowatt systems.
Yeah, I remember seeing a price list in my designer course.
Yeah.
And for a 2 kilowatt system, it was something like $8,000.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it was off the charts.
Yeah,
off the charts. And they had things like phantom STCs where you get 5 times the amount of STCs.
Yeah, we've spoken about this before. Just I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, and big feed-in tariffs, like 66 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard about those ones.
Yeah, so gradually that all got sort of pulled back as it became more popular. And when I jumped on in 2009, I feel like there was a wave then. There was another wave in like 2010, 2011, where there was probably another couple of thousand installers jumped on.
Okay, so hold on. When you jumped on though in 2009, was this with TVS? Was this just for yourself?
This is just for myself, just to do some subby installs. Yeah.
Any extra ticket for solar?
Yeah, you had to do your CEC accreditation.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. CEC had only sort of just started then.
Yeah.
Before that, it was the BSCE, I think, Business Council.
What
or something like that. Yeah, it's a long history of that. We covered that in one of the podcasts I did with Jeff Stapleton last year. So if you're interested in that, we go through that whole history. Okay. So yeah, anyway. So I went through, did all of that. And then was just having like a few issues like with cash flow, with people not paying, a couple of like bigger retailers like didn't pay. One went broke, cost me a lot of money.
Shit.
And I'm like, this is getting hard. And then there was a retailer I was working for. They've asked me to come on full time. And I'm like, no. For ages, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. And then I finally just caved. They gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. And I just like, all right, stuff this. I'm winding it up and went and did that. Right. So yeah, I did that. And that was a company called Nico. In Mulgrave. And it was great. They were ahead of their time. They had an online shop. They sold solar. They sold, pretty sure they sold heat pumps. Maybe like a really, really, really early heat pumps. Yeah.
They would have been huge.
Yeah. Well, no, they were expensive and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they had like an online store of all this green stuff.
Wow. So really like market leaders by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Back then as well, it would have been.
If they'd come along 10 years later, they'd be dominating. Oh, absolutely.
So they're not around anymore?
No. So
and what were you doing there?
So I was like the install manager. I started doing a few installs with them on the tools, and then we grew so quickly that it was like, get off the tools, get in the office. We've got 3 teams who are running now. And no one in the office knew what they were doing. So I'm like, all right, I'll come in the office.
I'll jump on.
Yeah, I'll go out and see the teams on site, that sort of stuff. So I did a lot of that. I was the technical supervisor as well. So I was with ESV. So I'd help with everything. And what actually, we spoke a few weeks ago about the pink bats. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually what made Nico go broke. So they were into installation.
So, okay, so they're not around anymore?
No, they went broke just after I got married.
To Joe?
Yeah. So we got married in February 2012 and went on our honeymoon. Came back from the honeymoon and I had one more day of work and the company went up.
You're kidding. And did you know?
I knew things were tough.
Yep.
I knew things were tough. They had like...
Was it one project and it just said...
No, it was a combination of... They made a few mistakes with STC. So that was right at the time where STCs dropped from 5 multiplier down to 3. It was meant to go from 5 to 4 and the government jumped in and said, no, this is costing us a lot of money. We're going to 3. So they did that and they couldn't get a lot of the jobs installed. So all of a sudden jobs they quoted where they get 5 multipliers.
Lost thousands.
Yep. And then there was... On top of that, the installation, they bought up huge on the installation, right? Like I'll show you a photo. There's a warehouse full to the brim of insulation that they were just pulling down daily. And then all of a sudden, people started dying, right, with these other things that were happening in the program, and they pulled the program.
Yeah, of course.
And all of a sudden, hundreds of thousands of dollars outlaid.
Yeah, shit.
Set them broke. So I was, and just before, 3 days before my wedding, I dislocated my shoulder playing basketball.
Sure enough.
I know.
I can't deal with you.
So come back from my honeymoon, lose my job.
Shoulder's fine.
Can't work anyway because my shoulder's stuck. I'm like, what the hell are we going to do? Just married life's great. Yeah. So that was the start of like working for retailers, like maybe more unscrupulous ones. And I started a company called Great Solar, and they were just terrible. That was just terrible. Like I was grateful they gave me the job and they needed someone like me there, but they were just bottom dollar people, like
it's shit.
Overseas. Sorry?
It actually brings you down.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and you start becoming known for something.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Overseas investors that didn't really give a shit. They saw an opportunity, high volume sales, really low margins, lots of pressure on the staff.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it was really bad. And toxic environment. My God.
Yeah, I feel like you've had a few.
Yeah, that was one of the
jobs.
That was
questionable.
Yeah, absolutely. That was terrible. But anyway, I ended up getting out of there. I was there for, I don't know, 6-7 months. Wasn't that long. It felt like a lot longer. And then the job with True Value Solar came up, and I'm like, oh, they're number one. Like maybe I should go work there. Like if I can get in. I'm like, oh, maybe they don't want someone like me. I got the interview. I did the interview, and they were like, "Yeah, we want you to start as soon as you can." Yeah. So I jumped into that, and it was like Great Solar on steroids. It was just insane the amount of work that was coming out of that place.
So what were you doing there? Were you installing? Were you in the office? Yeah, technical. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Victorian and Tasmanian install manager. That's what I started as.
Wowee.
Yeah.
And you would have been pumping through a lot of jobs. How many crews were you looking after there?
At least 50.
Holy
maybe
shit.
Maybe 60 or 70.
That is insane.
And it started dropping back a little bit, but yeah, there's a lot of crews. So my phone would just ring flat out.
Yeah.
From
installers on jobs, I bet. Or
I used to
just questions.
I used to try and get into work at about 6:30. So I'd be there to see a lot of people there if they had questions.
Mm-hmm.
My phone would be ringing from probably 10 to 7 until about 9:30, flat out.
Shit.
And then I'd stop ringing. I'd take a break. And then I'll start calling the people back that I couldn't answer.
Oh, my God.
So that was most of the day. And then from lunchtime, I got to work on other stuff.
Fun stuff.
But it was just basically damage control. Just damage control. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Why was there that damage control? Was it people weren't trained, not enough experience? Was it just things going out wrong?
It was not enough technical people in the business. There was only like me and a couple of others. And everything gets put onto you because a lot of these people like don't understand solar and what is required. So it's a combination of that, untrained salespeople promising the world and
promising sales.
Yeah, that's right. And then, but not just that, they would promise things that were just never going to happen, and they would get like commission on it, and then it'd be sent over, and we'd have to like cancel the job.
Yeah, and they're like, not my problem.
Yeah, but what they would do, the managers would not cancel their commission because they're like, no, we can't do that because that's going to ruin their confidence, and then they won't be able to sell.
Hell no. What about our installer confidence?
They didn't care about that. That wasn't a priority. That was a priority. There's always a mentality that the sales people bring in the sales and they're the most important people in the business. You guys just sort out the back end and you just work it all out and just do it. That's how it was.
Who started True Value Solar?
I'm not sure exactly, but it was couple of people that have owned a few other businesses. I don't really know them because they'd sort of moved on when I started. You hear them, I heard their names mentioned a lot. I don't know exactly who they were. And a lot of the people that, when I was working there ended up going and working for another business that were owned by the original owners.
Okay.
So they sort of kept that same crew a lot. But then they ended up getting bought out by M+W, which is a company in Germany. So they sold to the Germans.
Okay. What happened to your job?
Well, so first of all, when I was at True Value Solar the first time, I ended up getting made redundant in a huge, massive massacre they basically halved their workforce.
Why?
Sales were down, costs were up. Let's cut.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Not fair, but
Yeah. No, that's all right. It is what it is. It was a bit of a tough time. So I ended up leaving there and doing a few other things after that. And I actually went back. So I ended up going, so this was at the end of 2013. And then I ended up going back to work there in 2016. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like for some reason, I thought TVS was back in 2009 and
I think
really, really early days. But 2016 doesn't seem that long.
No, okay.
Does it?
All right. So they were around 2009, 10. I think they sort of started around 2010 and just blitzed the market.
Yeah. How come though? How did they just get that good so quickly?
Marketing, smart marketing. Just let's sell. We've got a job that's you need to buy this. It's 8-panel system on a 5 kilowatt inverter, upgradable. It's never upgradable. It was never ever upgradable because the standards would always change, and they would just haul all these people in. Crap systems, crap gear.
What were you installing?
A lot of grow watt. And the grow watt was so bad. They I know people have said you can make your mind up about grow watt now, but they're still in the market, right?
Yeah.
Back then, the quality was pretty terrible.
Okay.
It was pretty terrible. Ever Solar? Never heard of them. Nothing good. Nothing like Fronius. No SMA.
Yep.
That sort of stuff. It was all just
panels.
cheap.
What panels?
Oh, whatever was cheapest. So it would change from week to week based on where they could get cheap containers. So some of them had never heard of.
Yeah, so just no care about product, just putting it on the system. Yeah.
Whatever's the cheapest.
Yeah.
Whatever was the cheapest, pretty much.
Wow, solar has come a long way.
It has.
You have seen some shit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so the thing is about True Bay Solar, when I went back there in 2016, it was a shell of the company that it was in. Those early days, there was a lot of the same people were still there, but I still felt that, I don't know, it's when I walked back in 2016, I still got the same feeling, but I felt like things had tightened up more. It wasn't as much fun because we had a lot of fun there too.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Chainsaws in the front and office is fun?
Well, that was, Look, the parties were good. And the work environment was great. Yeah. Some of the managers we had were some of the most fun people I've ever worked with. We'd have games, we'd do stuff. We were doing really well, right?
You sound like 6-star now.
That's
exactly what we do now.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what that environment can be like.
Yeah.
It'd be really good for the people.
It makes you want to work harder.
It does.
It makes you stick around.
It does, for sure. And, we tried really hard to make that culture sort of stick around. But then when you have things like, sales executives or whoever they are saying things like, no, we're not taking the commission away, or, they need to cut staff, they're going to cut operation staff first, that sort of stuff. And it's like, come on, guys.
You start hearing whispers like that as well, and you almost try and get on the front foot.
That's right.
I feel like you know what, stuff them.
Yeah, I know. Well, I sort of wish I did a little bit, but you never know what's coming.
Yeah. You
never know what's coming. So anyway, True Bay Solar, once I left, I ended up leaving there. So the second time I left on my own terms, left on much better terms. It's funny, I actually took them to Fair Work the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because they got rid of me basically for no reason, and just because they changed the management.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, well, there was no real reason given, and anyway, there was no consultation given. So I didn't, and I was in a real pickle too.
Was a lot of people, it kind of seems like a lot of people are just a number there.
Yeah,
because of
absolutely.
The mass there. It sounds like there's so many people coming in and out. Is it a very in the office role? It was
mainly in the office. I'd go out on site every now and then, but I was that.
How many people in the office at one time?
So when I started there, 150.
Far out.
So we had 2 offices in this business park.
That is insane.
We had Unit 1 and Unit 8, I think it was. And you'd have to walk
between both.
And there's this milk bar sort of place, cafe in between. And the lady who owned that was always cracking at us for where we'd park. You guys can't sit here. You didn't buy anything, all this sort of stuff. Because it was just, we dominated this
of course.
unit, this business park. TVS just dominated. And when I got there, I couldn't believe it. There was nowhere to park. I'm going, okay, where do I park? There's people double parked, triple parked,
oh my gosh,
blocking in people from other tenancies.
And it's just no, I've got a job to do. My managers are up there.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, it was an interesting environment. But yeah, we tried really hard. A lot of the technical people that were there tried really hard to make a difference, but we were always fighting a losing battle.
Yeah, shit.
So I ended up a job with the CC came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is huge.
Yeah.
This is a big change.
It was a big change. I actually went for this job after I got married, right? And this job had come up back in 2012, and I went for it and I got knocked back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but why the CEC? I mean, you go from being on the other side of the fence for so long.
Yeah.
Where did that shift come? I mean, if I told some of my A grades and the apprentices now, go work for S2E18 or go work for CEC, they'd be like, stop that. I don't want to work for them. Even ESV, like you are often looking like a villain.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, where did that change come?
Well, there's a few things about it. I mean, I was a bit sick of doing the whole retailer thing. There was this whole dance where you just work to the bone, and it's really difficult, and it's a difficult environment, and you're always the first one to get blamed no matter what. You just become a scapegoat. And as much as you get a thick skin to all that sort of stuff, it does still take an effect. It wears you down a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you might say, well, you might need an even thicker skin to work at the CEC. But I saw it as a real opportunity to sort of make a difference.
I was going to say something. But
Go on. Go.
You don't need any skin to work at the CEC. It's naked. No, I'm joking.
That's funny.
No, love to everyone at the CEC. No, I'm joking.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a different place now than it was. So when I went for this job, I saw it come up, technical compliance specialist, working in the city. And I'd always had this thing. I always wanted to have a job in the city to see what it was like.
I've had that stint as well.
Yeah. It's
the Sex and the City life.
a little bit. A little bit. You're right.
That's
it is.
Exactly the way it goes.
You know the thing I look forward to when I got the job at the CC. I'm like, I'm gonna get an awesome cafe, and then they're gonna know my order. I'm gonna get one every morning, and I'm gonna love my coffee just like a freaking city wanker.
No, it's true. It's true. I've had those thoughts before. I'm gonna catch the train in my trench coat, bad bitch vibes.
For sure. And in the wintertime, I'm gonna dress up in all this like awesome winter apparel
and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna look better than everyone else. All this shit,
I think everyone has that moment, that thought.
You know what? I must say, I lapped that up. I did love that. That part of it was what I thought it was going to be.
This is my identity now.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. It was fun. Getting up in the morning, going to the train station, catching the training, right? Thing is, though, like a lot of the wankers who do that, they all bloody live in Brunswick and all these other areas, right? I had this long train trip.
Like 3 hours.
I had an hour, right? I'd park my car there. It'd still be dark. I'd get on the train with all the other people like me who live in the outer suburbs that want to be like this.
So like, no, this is my life now. This is
my
me.
life. Yeah. Anyway, getting to the city and stuff, and it was good. It was good. But when I walked into the CEC, like it was a really welcoming vibe from the start. Really open. Really different to True Bay Solar, like similar type size organisation. So when I got to the CEC, I think it was like 50, 60 people, something like that.
It's not that big, is it?
No, but it was still a large enough company where you certainly didn't know everyone's name at the start.
Of course.
And you form these relationships, but there's some people you're like, oh, hi, what's your name? Like, all this sort of stuff. But it was actually, the environment in there was really welcoming. It seemed to be like really open and really collaborative as well. And I was a little bit surprised at first, and I'm like going, okay, this place looks pretty cool, and decided to take the job on with a pretty massive pay cut, to be honest. But I took it on anyway, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And
seems a bit more, it's a stability job.
Yeah, it did. At the time it was.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah, for sure.
It was pretty solid and really, really present in industry.
Yeah, they were. And I thought this is somewhere I can make a difference. I wanted to make that connection between installers and authority or whatever that is. And a lot of installers would say, oh, the CEC, they're a bunch of pricks, they don't care, they don't listen. And I'm like, well, I'm going to see what I can do about that, right? And I tried really, really hard. So at first you're doing all the grunt work. I was doing like case studies, answering the phones a lot. Trying to help people as much as I could. And I found like I went from being more of a business person in solar to being a real technical person. And I was able to make that shift like pretty well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was good. And I learned a lot about that. And then able to sort of work my way up there because, within 12 months, my boss was Sandy Atkins before. And once he left and went to ESV, I ended up being the team leader.
Okay. So what was your actual role there? Like, what were you doing? What did a day-to-day look like?
Yeah, so first of all, was when I was technical compliance specialist, it was people call up for tech support, you answer the phone, you help them through, you work through it. Other things we would do, respond to emails, email queries.
Just installers, like I've got in a pickle, I'm in a jam.
Yep. What can you help with? All those sort of things. And then other departments of the CEC would need technical advice sometimes because they're not electricians.
Yeah, of course.
So they would ask you for things, whether it was the approved solar retailer code, which was what it was, which is a bit smaller back then, or it was, even people in policy would come up and ask technical questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'd help them out. And then, we'd all sort of help out a little bit with installer nights and webinars and those sort of things. And
you have briefly touched on them throughout the podcast.
That's where I loved it. Like I had so much fun doing it.
Yeah, well, you're on the ground. You're actually connecting with people.
Sure.
Yeah, you're probably meeting people you've spoken to on the phone or emailed.
For sure. That's it. That does happen. And what I ended up, when I got into that team leader role, I wanted to make a real focus on those things. So we actually ended up increasing the amount of webinars we did.
Awesome.
We increased the amount of installer nights, much to some people's behest, but even people at the CEC, because we were only doing I think about 10 a year. Okay. And then we increased it to 26 to get to as many areas as we can. Because I felt like that was really the place where we were making a difference. Yep. And,
well, in those smaller towns, we hear that now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's not enough training getting to them.
That's right.
What Cutters is doing is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
All those little
getting to those small places.
Yeah,
that's right.
really awesome.
That's right. So, yeah, I did a lot of those installer nights. I think I did most of those 26 in that year of 2018 or 2019, whatever it was. Did nearly all of them myself and got to go around Australia and meet all these people.
That is so cool.
It was great. It's great. And doing the webinars too was so much fun. Like me, and it was Luke Pickles, who ended up going on to Solar Victoria and worked for the government. We used to have so much fun, like just on the webinars, a bit like this, what we're doing now. Like you'd just talk about things and we'd be helping people. People would send in questions and we'd just go through and help.
That's so cool.
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing that and I really enjoyed it.
And it felt like was there a lot of installers engaged back in the CEC back then?
Yeah, there was. It was still your haters and your naysayers around. They'll always be there. They're still there. A lot of them still say stuff and still hate me. Some of them are changed around now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it was like, especially the first 2 to 3 years there was really rewarding, and I really loved my time and my work there. But then there was a noticeable shift in 2019. Changes in some management, change in direction. I feel they were never really that public about it, but I feel like there was a big change in direction. Mm-hmm. We were always fighting for our department at the CEC, which is, there's internal battles and
everywhere you go.
Yeah, anywhere you go, that's fine. So we're fighting for our space, but at the end of the day, senior management weren't as interested in installers and small scale staff than they were in the policy side of things,
and the large scale now as well.
Yep, all that sort of stuff would always get the priority. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I could see the writing on the wall back then, and you can see it now. What's the CEC done now?
Yeah, now they're just MIA, aren't they?
And they're becoming less and less relevant in the small scale space than they ever have.
I can't believe they've still got the approved product list, to be honest. That just seems so bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to hold on to something, but I don't know. It's so weird.
I don't know why they have held on to it. Maybe maybe they've got the engineers in there who can check those test reports, and what they're doing is that's what they think all they need to do.
It's weird. It makes sense.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, does it? It's
really also strange as well. I was just thinking about that timeline there. 2019, that shift started happening with them going to, because realistically, I think of CEC as wind now. I just think large scale. They're just into all the wind.
Yeah, wind. Yeah, wind and large scale solar.
Yeah, they don't really care about the little guys.
I don't know why am I hearing about them with gas? I don't know. I don't follow this stuff. Aren't they they're talking about gas being a good? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to put words in their mouth. I've just heard these rumors.
But why? In 2019, I feel when did I come into solar? I think I came into solar about 2021. True, I've been here that long. But 2019, I was working at a building company and they just started doing solar, and it was huge. It was what is this?
Yep.
Carbon neutral, first 7-star home built back in 2019 or 2020.
Yep.
Solar was becoming quite popular back then.
For sure.
And then that shift happened with the CEC. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. look, it's I don't know. Weird. I don't know. Like, it was certainly things changed, and they changed for my role too. So I ended up, a few things happened which I don't really want to talk about publicly. It's just not appropriate. There's stuff that happened at work which you don't really want to air.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't show the CC in a good light, and potentially maybe not me in a good light too. It's just some things need to stay private. Mm-hmm. But I think what ended up happening with a lot of that stuff is I ended up going just back into the tech team, and my role was like replaced.
Yeah.
And that was like an interesting time. And then COVID basically hit, and there was no chance to sort of work my way through this.
Yeah.
And I just started losing interest in my role. I just lost faith in the organisation and their ability to be able to engage in the industry in a meaningful way. And it
almost makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I could see the writing on the wall. Honestly, I could. And the work environment changed in a big way too. We used to be really collaborative. Some of the people I worked with at the time were like really engaging with each other. We'd bounce stuff off each other, and a few of them left, and a lot of things changed in a big way. And it started feeling like some of those dodgy retailers, like the environment was like toxic. Things were happening in the background that shouldn't have been. Well, things were happening that shouldn't be happening in an organisation.
Sure. Especially such a front-facing one as well.
Yeah.
And almost a government one.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And they hold the CEC retailer program. That was a pretty high standard to be held back then. And
yeah,
you don't like putting your face in something like that.
For sure. A lot's changed since then. But I decided to leave because as part of my professional development there, I went and got my LEI. So that was actually part of it. That was a professional development program I did with the CEC to go get my LEI.
So did they ever then put you out on the field to use it?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's because as part of, so working at the CEC, a lot of good benefits there, and they really sell it to you when you go to work there, right? They say, I think it was you get your 5 weeks annual leave, not 4. They talk about working flexibility. They talk about a lot of stuff to try and get you on a lower wage.
Across the world.
Yeah. That's right. But one of the things they do is you get a professional development budget.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, $1,000 a year or something like that, where they'll pay for you to go and do courses to get you to be a better person professionally.
Yeah. We've got 2 days a year to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said to them, well, I haven't used this for 2 years. I want to get my inspector's ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I want to dip into that. I haven't used it. And he thought about it for a while. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fine. So, even though they paid for the first lot of tutorials, they didn't pay for the other 20 grand. I had to pay for failing exams and doing other tutorials and stuff. Yeah. So I had to pay for a lot of that myself.
That is insane.
Yeah. So, But and once I got my LEI, I already decided I was going to leave the CEC, but it sort of worked out. Maybe it was the universe talking to me. I got my LEI and I left. I ended up leaving 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But I didn't plan it like that. A lot of people think, he's going to leave as soon as he gets his LEI. Oh, there he goes. Well, it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. It just worked out. I was going to leave anyway.
Yep.
And it just worked out. I got it and then left. And to be honest, it seemed to be a good time to get out.
Yep.
Because the tech team diminished a lot. Well, no, the numbers diminished.
Yeah,
so when I was managing it, I think I was managing 9 people in the tech team. And then by the time I'd left, I think it was about 6 of us. And then it just got less and less from there to the point when they ended up not doing the accreditation and no one's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So CEC.
Yeah, well, hey, you make your bed, you lay in it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you could see the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall. And it's, I still look back on my time there and I try to look at the fond times I had because sort of close to half-half, probably more good than bad.
Yeah.
But the good stuff was great.
And also making a difference to those installers.
Yeah.
And those, imagine how many people, you might have had 100 people in a room over all those events, but if one thing stuck with them.
For sure.
Yeah. That's more than enough.
I've already had people come up to me and go, I remember you did a CEC presentation. You came out to our town. I guarantee you, someone will come up to me at All Energy saying, I remember you did something in like 2018 to the CEC, and they've like flown from Newcastle or something to come to All Energy.
And that's enough.
Yeah, that's it.
Enough to take over the bad.
That's it. And the relationships I was able to make, like I'm really grateful for the CEC for that role I had, because the relationships I was able to make in that time and in that role, like now they're so valuable for me. And really grateful for that.
Oh, that's all she wrote at the CEC.
Yeah. So ended up leaving on pretty good terms. Yeah. Like I put my notice in, and I think they understood what was going on, and we went from there. And it was just the industry is changing. I think that's what it was. I think the industry had matured to a point they'd moved past the CEC.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's happened. I feel like we're better than what the CEC were offering at that time, because it was quite a small industry back then, and we're growing out. So
it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of a full circle moment there.
It is for sure. All right, we should go to our final break.
Yeah, I think so. And then I want to dip into ESV life.
What, LEI life you mean?
Yeah, LEI.
I don't work at ESV, but I do have an ESV license.
I call it ESV life.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's go to our final break, and we'll come back to wrap up. Cool.
Tired of scrambling for CPD points at the last minute? With Southwell Solar Training, you can earn all 100 points for your accreditation without leaving home and without wasting time on boring, irrelevant courses. Our online training is practical, compliance-focused, and designed by industry pros who've actually been on the tools. Learn at your own pace, get your certificate instantly, and stay compliant without the stress. Check out the full course list now at southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy way.
Alrighty, we are back for our last segment. This has been
a bit juicy, wasn't
it? Yeah, people have learned so much about you. I've even learned some things about you that I didn't know. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for me, it's just obviously it's just like my life, but I know there's been a lot that's happened.
Yeah,
sort of seen from in the solar industry from when it became like more of a commercial thing, and which was around that 2009 period. I know you've got a lot of the pioneers that were doing stuff before that, but yeah. I've sort of seen most of it since it's been viable, that's for sure.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You just don't seem old enough to be able to have gone through all this shit, Pat. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, I don't know. I'm probably I'm getting one of the old ones now. I'll be 45 in January. So,
stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, getting old. You'll get there soon. Don't worry about it.
Don't even say.
Happens quick.
25. I keep telling everyone I'm still a baby.
Yeah.
I think I've told people I'm 22 before. I just slips out because
Yeah, the problem is once you get to like 28 and then you say I'm a baby or whatever, people look at you and go, no, you're not.
Not anymore.
And then you're like, oh shit, I'm old. Oh, damn it.
Hey, if I keep getting an expiry ID, I'm happy.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Alrighty, so we briefly just mentioned, you started jumping into your LEI, so you've got your license, you're accredited, ready to go. So where does this take you?
Yeah, so I was still doing like some Solar Vic stuff. So I started doing Solar Vic like part-time when I was at the CEC. So I dropped back to CEC to like 3 days a week. And then on Fridays, I would go and do Solar Vic audits.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a really nice transition into being an inspector.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I left the CEC, I ramped up what I was doing with Solar Vic and started doing a few prescribed inspections as well, getting a few clients. So yeah, that was...
How did you get your clients?
Well, first main one I had was Total Solar. So I've known Reese since 2010.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was one of the subbies we had when I was at Nico. Awesome. That's how I met him. So because we couldn't do all the work ourselves.
Yep.
We got some subbies in, and Reese had just started. I think he was like 22 at the time, something like that. He was really young.
Yeah, he was a baby.
He was.
I've spoken about this.
Running his own business, and his story is just amazing. But they asked me if I wanted to do some inspections. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? No worries. And I learned what really good solar installs are. Like, I'm like, wow, this is the benchmark.
Yep.
And that was really good. So, because I find when you're an inspector, I only really want to have the good installers, because if you got the shit ones and you're signing off stuff that's crap, you actually come under scrutiny yourself as an inspector, and that's the sort of attention that you don't
want that. Yeah, of course not.
Yeah. Yep. So Solar Vic for a while, doing CER, got accredited to do CER inspections, and then some other ad hoc stuff, like doing a bit of stuff with GSES, like just some random inspections on some really weird things, like on farms and things where things have gone wrong, and
Oh, okay. Just working backwards?
Like sometimes people contacted them saying, oh, we've had an install go wrong. We'll need a full independent inspection report.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was one of the inspectors in Melbourne, and they're like, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You got a report template? No worries. I'll go and do it. That sort of stuff.
So just fully embrace the LEI life.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, so by the time I left the CC, I was doing like 100% of my time was doing inspection.
Yeah.
And it was really busy, extremely busy, trying to keep on top of all the work that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was working 7 days a week a lot.
Oof.
And you know,
still running. So you were running that business under Southwell Inspection.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where that was born.
Yeah, that's where that was all born. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so decided to change from being like a sole trader to being a company.
Awesome. Jo's in the back end doing all the admin, all the paperwork.
Yeah, that's right.
She comes to inspections as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, she was. So I had my oldest son James, who we spoke about earlier, back in when he was born in 2003, and then he came and worked with me. It was actually at the end of when he finished year 12. Yep. He came and worked with me. He was still 17. It was like right at the end of COVID when I started doing solar Vic inspections. You need 2 people. Yep. So I needed someone, and he needed a job, and I'm like, do you want to do this with me? And he's like, yeah, cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's good.
Almost doing the father-son thing again.
Basically, it was a little bit like that. It was definitely a little bit like that.
In itself.
For sure. And then also, so then once he started with uni and things, he did that for a couple of years with me.
Yep.
He did uni, so Jo sort of stepped in and helped out a lot on site. And then when she was getting too busy with other stuff, my daughter Hayley was finishing high school, and she did the same thing.
Yeah.
And she's still been working with me lately, although I'm not doing Solar Vic at the moment. But yeah, she's been, like, I worked with her only a few weeks ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, and she's really good at her job too, and yeah, sort of keeping the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's been cool. So it's quite a rewarding job to be an inspector.
Of course. You're doing it with your family as well.
Yeah.
Doing it with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. It's been fun, and it's quite a good job. It's challenging. It's challenging and rewarding. It's tiring too. Mm-hmm. Do a lot of driving, and then as soon as you're done, sometimes you do like 100 Ks straight out of the car, straight under the roof, all this sort of stuff. Like it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. It's and then your mind's got to be on as well, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, so where do you cap your inspections for the day? So
what? How many?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just depends. Like I did 10 the other day, but like mainly batteries.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sort of hard. Like some days I can only get 4 because of the travel, or they're hard, or there's defects everywhere.
Yep.
So probably somewhere in between there, I think is about right.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I'm there for around about an hour, probably maybe a bit less.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
A decent chunk.
Yeah. I mean, you got to make sure you do it safely. Record all the defects. I take photos of everything too.
Yeah, your phone is out of control.
Yeah, I know.
Those photos are crazy.
Yeah, I've got a lot of photos on my phone. So I take photos of absolutely everything. I know there's still inspectors that don't take photos, which I don't understand, but I've taken photos crazy. Every single job I've ever been on. I don't know how many it is now. I'll estimate at about 7,000 inspections.
Wow.
Something along those lines. I don't know.
7,000 homes.
I'm only guessing. I'd have
7,000 sites. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Any large scale stuff? Any?
Yeah. So I did probably the biggest one would be a 2.6 megawatt job.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that was decent.
How long does that take?
To do the inspection?
Yeah.
Well, the company were really thorough who got me to do it. Probably took 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, probably in stages as well. So
of course.
Yeah.
That's mentally you got to
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because you actually it's weird because normally you do it all in an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now I've got this thing where I'm looking at this certificate of electrical safety that says 2.6 megawatts, and then you got to put the inspection date down, and I'm like, what do I put?
Yeah, what do you do?
What I ended up doing was putting down because I was there on the day they commissioned, and we signed this inspection off on their commissioning date.
Yeah.
So I put it on the install date to make, because you can't be before the install date.
Yeah, of course.
So even though we'd done inspections up to that period, I did it the same day.
Okay.
So that's what I did there. Hope that's right. No. Yeah. So that's what we did. But yeah, done a couple of other ones like that, but it's mainly the sort of lighter commercial and residential's been where it's been at. But yeah, heaps of batteries lately.
Yep. You reckon that's your calling? You found your spot?
Don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Ooh. I don't know. Well, no, I don't know. Like we've started the training business now.
Yes.
And that's been really rewarding too. Doing this is fun too. Like I feel like we're trying to help as many people as we can, getting education, industry knowledge out there, sharing that. I feel like that's, I don't know, something along those lines is my calling. I don't know.
Yeah. So what was the motivation to do Southwell Solar Training? It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
Building those courses, the training videos, the admin. CPD is hard for installers.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and look, it's probably I just found there wasn't that much out there, and I got very frustrated with the types of CPD that were out there, and that a lot of the manufacturers or even some of the suppliers were getting away with, and I just feel like, okay, these installers are here, the CPD is there for a reason, and I feel like it's not just to go and get pissed with your mates, like. As much as that's fun and that's part of the networking part, I think is a really important part. So I don't want to downplay that, but you shouldn't be able to get all your CPD by doing that.
Yeah.
And solar is so full on, and batteries are so, like, it's so crazy the amount of stuff you need to know.
Technology is just getting better and better.
Yeah, exactly. And there's things that just keep popping up. So you need to be on top of that. And I feel like the CPD space or the CPD program is there to keep everyone up to speed.
Yep.
So we found...
I really like it. I actually love it. I've got to obviously do it for my designer accreditation. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It keeps you engaged.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keeps you engaged. So we found like there was a gap there. And especially, it's probably a bit of the motivation, to be honest, was from like what we learned at the CEC. So the CEC, you actually used to get 50 CPD points for going to install it on. Yeah, and that was really technical. Like you'd have people from the CC speaking there, you'd have regulators, all these other people speaking there. They would like really drop down the amount of sponsors that they would have speaking, which I think was a really good move.
To really hone in on a few topics.
Yeah, that's right.
Like scrape the surface.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's it. So it wasn't just technical. It wasn't just sales presentations at all. It was technical presentations, really valuable. So that's 50 CPD points were for that, and they've pulled all that back now. But you also, the CC used to do webinars where you'd get, I think, 30 points depending on the topic of the webinar. And I really enjoy doing that. Educating, learning, sharing knowledge.
Okay.
So putting all that together, I'm like, well, no one's really doing this at the moment. And I feel like with the skills that I've got, and then the skills that Jo's got, like she's been a photographer, she's really good with digital things. She's everything I know about computers, I've learned from her.
Yeah, she's a gun.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really, really good. And just that together seemed to be a really good fit. She enjoys doing it. I enjoy doing it, even though it's been tough. And there's been times where we're like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Every business owner.
I know, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Another thing we're looking at doing, or we're going to be launching soon, is online training for apprentices. So we're going to have an apprentice workflow, it's going to be called.
Yep.
Jo's working on that now. I'm helping her with bits and pieces of it. I can't believe like all the stuff we've got together. It's going to be great for like, because CPD courses, right? Most of the stuff is aimed at A grades.
Yeah.
And as much as, I'm sure a lot of the installers and A grades have been showing their apprentices these videos and things, the training's not really, it's not really aimed at them. And they don't get CPD, so a lot of them probably don't do it.
Yeah, and I think there is a huge gap in the market with not being able to access these accreditations and these courses unless you have an A grade.
Yeah, I know.
And
you're right.
It was so frustrating, I'm so lucky to have gotten my designer course through Homesland.
So you've had a really good way in with that. It's been nice. It's been like a soft launch for you.
Yeah, but you can't get your battery design course without an A grade.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think is really frustrating. I'm quoting and selling battery systems left, right and centre.
Yep. You should be able to get it. I agree.
Yeah.
No.
So I think there does need to be something for apprentices or people within industry that have some sort of accreditation.
Yeah.
And it's a huge gap in the market because apprentices are doing that course for 4 years.
That's right. Well, this is the thing. This is sort of Jo's idea to bring this to fruition, and I'm so on board with it. Every time we go to industry events, like Jo's been coming with me to industry events for like 2-3 years now, and whenever people talk to her and they talk about training and lack of training, they're like, "What training have you got for apprentices?" And Jo just kept saying that to me. Someone again asked about training for apprentices. Someone again asked, and I'm just like, "We're going to do it." So. It's going to be there. A lot of it's going to be quite basic for people who have been in the industry and understand exactly what to do. But this is the whole point. You need that onboarding process. And
there's something you can refer back to as well.
Something you can refer back to. Do it slowly. That's it. They can do it slowly. They can do it over a 6-10 week period, whatever it is. Do a video every couple of days or whatever it is. Do that do a little course that's in there, and hopefully it means that a lot of the people won't have to be telling the apprentices these things a third or fourth time.
Yeah. Is it going to be solar specific, or is it going to be...
And batteries.
Yeah, awesome.
Be solar and batteries. It's about the solar battery industry.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because looking back now, I'm obviously only doing my pre-app. There is one topic about renewables.
Yep.
But
not enough, is it?
It's the renewable industry as a whole.
Yeah.
So wind, hydro,
exactly.
solar.
Yeah, all the CC shit that no one cares about. No one cares about it.
It's the whole thing. So I'm like, looking back now, that probably is really relevant.
Yeah.
But it's because they market it as if you want to do solar, you do this first, and you get that further ticket. It's like a scrape the surface. Here's a panel. Here's DC, AC. This is how it works.
Yep.
But not enough to...
It's not enough, is it?
Even to engage. Like if I didn't love it as much as what I do, but the boys next to me, they'll want to be lindies.
There you go.
They're like, I don't give a shit about solar.
You don't care about solar.
Exactly
That's right.
Right. So
that's right.
And most people would probably go through their apprenticeship and go, oh, yeah, we didn't really talk about solar. I don't really know about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go become a resi or a commercial.
Yeah.
Which is so fine.
That's fine.
But if you don't start opening those doors, who knows?
I agree. When I said, no one cares about it, I don't really mean that. I mean, like, us people in the small scale industry, we want to focus on that. Yeah. We want to learn about that. So we don't want to learn about things like gas, and we don't want to, coal and those sort of things. We want to learn about the things that are going to help our planet.
Show me the renewables.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So, but then again, I'll just want to touch on that. I feel like the way the apprenticeship's all sort of structured, right? At the end of it, like there's all these different like segmented parts of the apprenticeship, the electrical apprenticeship. At the end of it, you all come out with the same ticket, right? But you've all got totally different skills. I feel like it needs to be not so general. That's just my feeling. Like if you've done like all solar, your whole apprenticeship, whether you should be able to go and then, work on the mines or work in a power station or do maintenance or, industrial work, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't. I know they tried to make people well-rounded with the profiling, but I don't know. I feel like it's maybe needs to be a little bit more specialised tickets, but maybe that's too complicated. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
That's exciting though about the apprentices.
Yeah, it is. It is exciting. We've been working on it. Joe's really excited about it. We're hoping that a lot of other companies see value in it for their apprentices, and gives them, whether even if it's just something they can do on a rainy day or when they onboard it or when they think they're ready for it, whatever it is, we feel like there's some value in there. And we're going to build on it. So what we're going to release is going to be only sort of a skeleton of what it's going to end up being.
Oh, that's
so we're hoping to release something as soon as we can.
Yep.
But we're just going to keep building it. It's going to get better and better and better. So.
Well, you're the best person to build it, you and Joe. Yeah.
Hope so. Thank you.
In the front foot. So you guys are all over the regs as well. I would not trust anyone else with our apprentices.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's like there's a lot to be over. There's a lot of standards we need to be over. There's so many rules. Yeah,
and what better person to be all over to be learning from?
Well, this is the thing. I feel like I'm not over them all. Like, this is the thing. I've
seen regs on the pool table here, and I've seen sticky notes and highlights. Like if I said, "Show me this in the reg book," you'd be like, "Page 400, clause 2.3.4."
Some things I could do that. Not all, but I could tell you where to look.
Yeah.
And I may not know the exact standard, but I could tell you where it is.
Yes, and that is the service you get.
Yeah, that's right.
Southwell Solar.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's a good plug.
That's a good plug. All right. Well, I think we're nearly hitting at the end of our episode. So
there's two more things you were going to ask me about, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a career highlight moment. So give us two of your best career moments, whether it's an install, a client, just something that's really stuck out. Top two.
All right, I'm not going to say top two, but two that come front of mind. All right, so I'm not sure they are top two, but they are. I was thinking about them before. All right, so we didn't mention before that in between when I worked at True Solar, and I don't know if we mentioned I worked at Solar Gain too, but anyway, I worked at Solar Gain in 2015 as doing warranties and stuff.
Nice.
Just before I got the job at Solar Gain, I had a stint working in Darwin.
Random?
Yeah, it is random. It was.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah. So I went and worked in Darwin for like a few months, and I absolutely hated it.
Hot.
Yeah, it was right at the end of the wet season. And even though we'd had actually a really hot summer in Melbourne, I went up there in like March. End of the wet season, it was quite oppressive, the weather. And I was all right with that. I was sort of all right with that. I adjusted a bit, but working for a shit company too made it just horrible. It was a really horrible time.
Okay.
But I did a ground mount installation up there.
Fun.
Yeah, which was good. Ended up being a really good job.
Okay.
And the person who owned the property or the system were that happy with the install that they went out and got a tat with the company logo on it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no. So I got a photo of it.
Okay, we might have to post this. Yeah.
So the company now has gone under, as a lot of them have. But
the tattoo ain't gone.
Tattoo's still there.
Should still be there on that person.
Tattoo's still there. So I don't know if they knew that the company, folded like 9 months later or whatever it was. I'm not sure. And then they're stuck with this tat. Yeah. But anyway, so that was like, I'm like, wow, is this what Darwin's like?
Yeah. Do you know where it was on the person's body?
Shoulder.
So it's quite noticeable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It seemed to be
or...
like, it was weird. He had tats, but he didn't have like all that many. And I'm like, okay, I can understand like someone like Jack Long, right? He's got tats everywhere.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, Long's got the eye store tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's going to get a tattoo of like Simpsons characters and different things. And you're like, yeah, okay, that's his thing, right? And it looks good on him and all that sort of stuff. This guy had like 1 or 2 tats and it like stood out like dog's balls. Anyway.
Oh, your name's been thrown around Darwin pubs for sure.
Probably.
This bloke.
Yeah, I know. So that was one. And then another one, I suppose, like another thing, probably one of the favourite installs. Well, I don't know if this is the favourite, but this was a memorable one that I did it was one of the only ones I actually did with True Value Solar. We did it sort of on weekends with one of the other install managers named Aaron Borg. We did it together. And it was a job that was on about a 38 to 39 degree pitch roof, like really steep, tile. I think it was like an American bungalow. And yeah, we did, at the time, it was 5.2 kilowatts, I think. So it was like 20 panels. And it was a really nice looking job. We made it all designed beautifully, sat on the roof, so straight. It was just really
perfect.
Yeah. It took us a few days to do it. And I always make the joke that my calves are still hurting from it because so this is back in 2013. And we actually entered it into the CEC Awards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we didn't win though, but I think they must have seen TBS and gone, not giving you guys an award. Sorry. And to be honest, it probably wasn't the best design thing compared to like the award winners. It just looked great and it was hard and
it's one of those proud installs.
Yeah, for sure.
I did that.
Yeah, that's it. And solar installers will look at that and go, wow, that installer's done well there.
That looks like hard work.
Yeah. So a bit of an appreciation. So that was another one. And that was, probably, I don't know. I don't tend to be like in that award space. So unlike you, who's been nominated for an award.
No, come off it. That was very shocking.
Have you worked out who's done it?
It was you.
It wasn't me.
Definitely you. It wasn't me. You definitely put me up to that. I'm like, there's no way.
So just so everyone knows, Lauren's been nominated for a Solar Cutters Award.
Yes.
What is it for? What's it for?
The Bright Women in Excellence. I want to say Women in Excellence.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I noticed that you were up with you're up against
with
good old Bobby.
Of course. I'm like, are you kidding? I sent it to her and I said, no way.
And I think you're up against Merrily Hunter from South Australia. She's Mac Trade or something like that. Yeah, company in she's been around for a while. So yeah, it's you've been nominated, Loz. So what are we gonna?
Yeah, so the Bright Woman of Impact in 2025 awarded to a woman in renewables whose drive, innovation, and leadership has ignited change. So.
Well, that's you in a nutshell, isn't it?
Can I just say that the photo they chose, oh my gosh. So I'll tell you, but if anyone goes and votes, there's a photo of me in high-vis, hard hat, with a hat on, and I'm pointing to a commercial install where I actually fucked up the design really bad. So the design that I sent out to the lads was not the updated one, and it just completely fell through the cracks and cost us a fair bit of money to fix it. Yeah, and Josh, who did the installation, he copped a bit of heat, and he had no one to come help him fix it. We were so under the pump, and I just said, you know what? I'll just come fucking help. All right, I made the mistake, and The foreman was I was pretty intimidated by him, and I just went there, shook his hand and said, look, I'm so sorry. I'm the one that made this mistake and I'm here to fix it.
Yeah. Was he all right with that?
Yeah, he actually appreciated it so much. He was quite impressed. He was like, okay, you've been emailing me and you're not just all talk type of things. So yeah, I had to get inducted and do all that stuff. But I'm smiling in that photo, but internally I was shitting myself. I had a harness, like I'm on this big 5-story commercial building, never done this before. So
wow.
Yeah, it was quite scary. So not only was I nervous, I was scared, and it was windy, and Josh was like, don't walk too close to the edge. I'm like, all right, I just want to get off. Yeah, so when I saw that photo, I'm like, oh God.
Reminder.
Yeah.
A big reminder.
Yeah.
Well, jump on, everyone. If you're listening to this, please vote for Lauren. This is a camp. I'll start the campaign now. I want you up on that stage. I would love you to win that award. It would be amazing.
Can we just imagine if I do, it'll be rowdy.
I reckon it might be. But look, it wasn't me who nominated you. I don't know who it was. I don't know.
So random.
I wish I did. I didn't even know that you could nominate. So, yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but when I clicked on there, I was like, what? And it was the first award that came up. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me up there. So, yeah, the team got around it the other day, and yeah, it's exciting stuff. Okay, so jump on that Solar Cutters link. I think it's in the invite that everyone has probably got. The invite to the awards night. Jump on. One of the first ones you'll see. Please vote for Lauren Seconti. It'll be fun. I'm really excited. I just love All Energy Week. It's fast approaching. It's coming, is it? Yep. It's coming quick. It's coming in hot. So there's going to be heaps of events. Get down to the Cutters one. And then, rip into the Wednesday. Should be fun. Should be fun. Well, I think that's taken us to the end of my journey. Like, I mean, there's been, I don't know, like we're sort of, here we are now in 2025. Who knows what's coming the next few years. I think there's going to be a lot more batteries. A lot more batteries, a lot more podcasts. Yeah, definitely more podcasts, definitely. Yeah, it's exciting. It's a good place to be. Yeah, it is. At the moment, and what's coming, and yeah, it's just really exciting. I love this. For sure. Love it. That's good. We love it a lot. Well, I hope everyone has learned something about Pat today. I already know you're going to have an influx of questions and people contacting you about your journey. And thank you so much for sharing. And I feel that's all right. No worries. Host today. That's okay. Thank you for it was your idea to come up with this, and I'd been sort of thinking about maybe we should do this, and then once you actually brought it up, I'm like, okay. To set the record clear, Pat has been avoiding it. And Luke got a piece of you, so Luke on his Nexus podcast, and then just another solar podcast, and I'm like, I've actually had enough. This is shit. So I finally had you all. So thanks for coming on, Pat. No worries. All good. It's been so fun, and I hope everyone's learnt something about you. I've learnt a few things about you that I didn't even know. Yeah. There's a bit that's happened, that's for sure. Heaps more to come as well. Yeah, I think so. I love the industry. I'm going to stick around, and it's great. Wish I was a little bit busy at the moment, but it's giving us a chance to work on these courses and get some more content out and it out. Yeah, but if anyone is looking for an inspector, a good one too, who doesn't just provide a sign-off service, actually is going to pull you up and collaborate and talk about stuff. Let's give me a call or jump on the socials. I'm more than happy to help you, and I can put you in the right path, the right journey, whatever it's going to be. Love it. Do it together. Before we wrap up, I should also that just came to the front of my head. Mythbuster question. Sure. Is it true that people only get their LEI because they can't install solar anymore, or they're no good sparkies? Yeah, probably just Is that true? Isn't that what's that old saying? Those who can't do teach. It's probably similar to inspecting. Yeah. So yeah. It's probably true. Oh, look, I reckon that's quite funny actually. Look, I probably could still be installing. Like, I'm young enough. On this roof with Reese. Yeah, I was. I didn't hardly touch the panel. I was just taking videos. But yeah, look, I still probably could do it. Not too old to not do it, but yeah, I do have a bit of a dodgy knee, and hurt my shoulder years ago. All this sort of stuff. So I don't really fancy carrying panels and stuff now. What? Yeah, not now. I did a lot of it. And it's a young person's game, I think. And I feel like I'm trying to provide more value with these other mentoring type roles and educating and just helping people with their journey.
me actually putting panels on the roof. I don't know. I'm not saying I won't ever do it again. Like I'll probably maybe some tokenistic install I'll jump on and pick a panel up, get a photo. It's just to make it look. I can still do it, get a photo or something. But no, I think my installing days are over. And you know what? I was probably a little bit too slow anyway. Okay. Like I was probably a little bit too slow. Like I could go quick, but then that's when I feel like I was making mistakes.
Making mistakes, yeah.
And at the time, there was a lot of like volume type operators around where you had to go really quick.
Yeah.
And there's low margins and that sort of stuff. And I didn't like that. And the companies that I had worked for where you could take your time, I'd do like amazing installs and I'd love the environment and all that sort of thing. So, hopefully everyone can take out of that what they want. But I can't see myself, jumping on roofs unless it's to do inspections for at least the foreseeable future, that's for sure.
Beautiful. Mythbusters cracked.
Yep. Well, thanks, awesome. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for being the interviewer.
Pleasure.
It's been great. I really, really enjoyed this. And everyone else, we'll be back next time. Might be a trip into the city next time.
Yes, so we've got a few podcasts lined up, which is really exciting.
Yep. I've got an away game coming up, I think. So, it's going to be, we'll take the studio somewhere else. Yeah, that's going to be great. So looking forward to that episode. And we've got a couple coming up and some fun at All Energy too, which we're starting to plan for.
Yes, exciting. If we don't see you, we'll see you at All Energy and speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. And thanks for your contribution today, Lauren. It's been great.
Pleasure.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Woohoo.
How good is that?